So we're muted, right?
Nope, you're live.
Oh, we're live now. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunday. For all of you on the West Coast where it's 5 a.m. or just after the 5 bells, we'd like to welcome two BC-based squads, the OHA Okanagan Hockey Academy and the Delta Hockey Academy, playing in beautiful Pilot-Mound. A little rainy outside, but here comes the action. OHA moving through neutral zone. Mackenzie Mawson, who's been one of their stronger players this weekend, gets stopped at the blue line. Has to retract to Bent. Bent gets it over to, loses it at the blue line. It gets thrown down, and it will be an icing call here. First whistle of the game. We got a 2-man officiating system as opposed to a 3. Head official is absent. We'll call it that, Gordy?
MIA, I think is what we call it.
Missing in action. Yep, that's right. It is a bright and early one. I'd like to welcome Gordy Tomlinson to the box with me. Good morning, Gordy. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great, Theo. Thanks for having me this morning.
Always good to have less words for me to say.
There you go.
The two towers on the point, Williamson and Willoughby. And we've got a helmet tie up here.
Yeah.
Couple of laughs.
Maybe the smallest player in the league and the tallest player in the league.
One of the smallest. There's actually two little, I don't want to call them squirts because they're not. They have very good wheels. One of them being, I believe his name is Emily Chu. And her counterpart with the no name on the back I found. I'll get her name in just a second for you at home.
Number 9? Yeah.
Number 5, I believe, is what her number is.
Okay.
McKenna Percival.
There you go.
Said her name a couple of times only because she had put a goal or two behind Pilot-Mound yesterday morning. But those two players very fast on the ice for Delta and very good hockey sense. That's the one thing I will make comments about this weekend, Gordy, is the hockey sense of all teams involved is very progressive and it moves very fast on this surface. Kudos to all the teams playing well all weekend. Here's Alicia Earhart. She played last year with OHA as one of the veterans. Puck is stopped for a second and it's cleared to the side. Tipped in by Kenzie Hope. Thrown back in as Delta is able to grab the puck. Now we have this game, Gordy, on our Pilot-Mound Hockey Network on Facebook. And it's nice to have the visiting teams as well because, you know, we like to show all the games we can. We're here. Might as well do it up, right?
Absolutely. It's great to have these games broadcast.
Imagine if we had all our games telecasted when we were young.
That would be amazing.
The show, having family members check it out from all over North America would be pretty impressive.
Yes, I find that, and there's lots of people that don't seem to be connected to the families that watch the game. They've become used to watching this amateur sports television and the hockey TV station. They turn it on, they find games, and they watch and they enjoy them.
Or Dana is there taking the shot high just above the glove and it was pinned there by the goaltender for OHA. Remember back in the day when my dad would film my games, he'd come in with a massive camcorder, 3 sets of 8mm tape because he had to record each period by themselves. And then I had a plethora of video cassettes downstairs, all labeled. I don't think I watched a single one of them, to be honest with you.
Right.
I'd rather have the Rock'em Sock'em highlight reel as opposed to the, here's your game 45 versus Heritage Victoria. I'm like, who cares? But for these girls, I mean, there's at least game study, film study, the progression of training off ice for all these teams is gone exponential.
Well, that's just changed completely from 0 to 1,000. It just moved forward.
Yeah. To the kids at home, it's gone completely 100, totally lit in the last decade. Sims, Hockley, and Morris and Chu, as we mentioned earlier, on the forecheck for Delta, hitting OHA the first time in their end here for a little longer than normal. It's always the key, Gordy, when you see a team have a great breakout or not such a great breakout. Pass comes to the front, we get a delayed penalty on the hook as the puck is touched by a Delta player. We talk about crisp passing over the weekend, and you see how a team is able to get out of the zone faster and smoother when they make 1-2 pass, as opposed to getting, hemmed in their own end, not making that completed pass and have to regroup and try a different breakout.
Yeah, that's quick read and react, and then of course the hand skills to move the puck.
No doubt. So OHA will be on their first power play. Williamson and Willoughby on the point, unable to keep it in the end as they get it to center ice, and they'll go D to D a couple of times, set up a couple of clean passes, and on they go into the offensive side. The puck is sent down all the way down the ice. It'll be a no ice as they've got a 5-on-4 moving on here.
First period is always a tough period for people waking up for a game at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Any first period is tough because it's always a feeling out for it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, as much as we talk about watching these games on film, it's different playing on ice. Like, you watch them and you say, okay, these are what they do, this is what they don't do well, but then you see it on the ice and you're like, oh, that's actually how it happens, and this is what they do. And it's a feeling out process, the first couple of rounds. Couple of entrances into the zone with a shot that doesn't reach the net as it's blocked there by the Delta defense. Kept in. Stokes with the puck, looks across ice to Earhart. Earhart with the shot goes off the knob of the stick as it was deflected by the Delta defender, and it comes out of the zone. Kenzie Hope gets it cross ice to Jules Stokes. Stokes composed, trying to get it across, but makes an errant pass. Here comes Percival with a shot and a save. Great save by the keeper, Ellie Lowe, for OHA, equal to the test with the blocker. DDD is a great move. It's got to be a strong pass, though, to go across the ice. As we saw there, when it's a little bit more of a floppy disc, it becomes a quick turnover and a scoring chance with a penalty kill.
They got to notice the other team if they're coming to take the forecheck.
You never want to make that one blind.
No. Take a look.
Quick turn there by OHA as they find some open ice, get it out to center ice. Comes a one-on-one here, a little bit of skating room. We get around the defender, gets it behind the net there. Back to 5-on-5 hockey here for both teams. 0 for 1 on the power play is OHA. Delta's able to corral that puck below the goal line. Try to get a breakaway, but it's kept in by Dittner. Dittner stays inside the blue, gets it right to the middle of the ice for the shot. Right on, and the save made by number 29, Susanna Pilchak, who makes the start for Delta. She'll face another shot, and it goes wide there, looking for a backdoor pass possibly. Mintz gets the puck in the high slot, and the shot is deflected wide. McKay able to grab the loose puck, heads to the far boards. Kept in there by Aaliyah Bent. Delta's getting a little hemmed in here. We talked about the breakout passes being clean and crisp. Just not the case right now, as they look a little bit like scrambled eggs.
Yeah, they do. And the forecheck from OHA has been it's been great. They've been moving their feet, and they seem to be everywhere right now.
Well, first 7 minutes gone in the period, Gordy. Let's talk a little bit about, obviously the support that Pilot-Mound and its community gives to its team. How would it be possible to get some recognition from some of these other businesses, other companies, programs that would support visiting squads in weekends like this?
Well, first of all, that would be a wonderful thing, and because the games are carried and on TV, there's lots of opportunity for businesses to be seen, and particularly businesses that are more than one province connected. And so, people who've got a franchise business or locations in various provinces have a great opportunity to showcase their products and their services, right here on the TV, and it's not expensive at all. It's and of course it goes through a great cause in terms of player development, keeping the rinks open, etc., etc. So it's a great opportunity for folks to support minor hockey and their own business.
Mawson with a quick power move right in front of the net, just unable to get it on Pilchak. Shot by Kinsey, hook gets deflected over to Stokes. Delta's getting into those shooting lanes really well, Gordy. We look at the rosters, and like you mentioned, a lot of the rosters aren't just from one province. I mean, we've got, 2 teams here from BC, but we've got players from Colorado, we've got players from Alberta, we've got players from Saskatchewan, and we're supporting a lot of Western Canada and the Western states, really, when it comes to a player pool for the CSSHL and the female varsity program here. And it's not just their program, it's a lot of the other divisions in the CSSHL where you're drawing players from all over Canada. And if you think you're just staying with your local, 50-kilometer radius, you're not. You're being exposed North America, even global, when it comes to these games. I mean, these games get watched as far away as Sweden and Finland, down south in the states, Washington, Pennsylvania, Colorado. And we've got the twins here for OHA. They're from Edwards, Colorado. I mean, the Ganji twins, Atlan and Michaela, and they were here last year with OHA. So, I mean, if you think your program or your business and your supplier is going to be seen just locally, you're sadly mistaken.
Right. Well, it's an international game, and the CSSHL's proven that. Pilot-Mound, we've got players from Nunavut, the Northwest Territories, the Yukon, and all over Manitoba and Western Canada, Philadelphia, and Seattle. So there's players just from everywhere. So you're absolutely right. And so the scope of the marketing opportunity is huge. Now, it certainly is locally. You need to have a great local base, but there's opportunity for people outside of the 50-mile radius, as you say, to be involved. And not only that, it's hockey fans who have businesses who just want to see kids get an opportunity to move forward with their careers. And there's so many great hockey fans that own businesses that can and do support the players and the programs in their communities. It's really neat. It's a neat opportunity, and we're witness to many of those, but we could certainly use more.
Yeah. One of the little speed demons, Chu, tries to go inside out there on the OHA defender, just unable to get that final move past her. She has some great set of wheels, as mentioned already. Very deceptive in her play, and she's really strong on the puck too, for being such a, I don't know if you call her a whirling dervish out there, but maybe a Tasmanian devil. But she certainly skates with a purpose, and she has great position awareness on the ice as well.
Well, she does. Yep. Read and react's great, and she goes, and there's no going slow.
No going slow. That's right. Speaking of no going slow, I mean, let's talk about the league in general. I mean, the amazing opportunity to become the true definition of a student athlete for any of these programs, but also the experiences they get away from the ice, the traveling, the time management skills, and the development and maturity going from a freshman player into their senior level. It's unmatched in any of these programs.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about life, and the social skills that you build, and you meet other people from other cultures. You find out about this, that, these, and those that you would not ever have an opportunity to imagine even without this kind of activity. So it's a bonus for the players. It's an education in life as well as the schooling, and so the program's not just about hockey, if that's what people were thinking about. They get great coaching, but they also get great teachers and great social skills development.
We're seeing the same type of forecheck as OHA was putting on. Delta's doing the same thing here, able to pin the team in red for a little bit in their zone, getting a couple of scoring opportunities. Bit of an up end there, no call on the play. Earhart takes it through her skates. He gets it into the zone for a brief second, keeps it in, over to Stokes. Stokes looks at the far wall, throws it down deep below the net. A lot of the play we see is a lot behind the goal line, sort of setting up that triangle 2-on-1 factor, making the goaltender move side to side. See a lot of that. Is that something that's taught in the game now as opposed to previous? I mean, back in the 80s, it was always just Gretzky in his office. It was one guy, and he picked which avenue he wanted to choose. But nowadays, it's two players, sometimes even three below the goal line.
Yeah, teams are taught well to play defensively in front of the net, so the opportunities aren't quite there as easily on the rush. And so coaches have had to lean on that part of the ice that they've never been used to before, and have developed some really neat opportunities for plays to the front of the net from behind. Yeah, there's lots of good coaching there.
Massey gets it up to hard skating Julia Duke, just out of her reach. And we get an icing call with just over 7 minutes in the first. Face off to the right of Ellie Lowe, looks to get a shot, but it's blocked there by the OHA defense. Kicked out of the zone into the neutral zone. Up to Mawson. Mawson tries to get her way through both defense as she does. Grabs a loose puck, sends it to Dittner. Dittner at the point, sends it back below the goal line. It's collected there by the Duke, the Delta Hockey Academy. Tire gets blown there on the blue line. Unfortunate. Icing call. And the great thing about all this video, Gordy, is that it's not just available to the parents. It's available to scouts, universities, other programs, the next level, the second level, the third level. How is this, it's promoting the game so well. And the opportunities are endless for everybody to watch these games and help support it.
Well, they're on YouTube for the most part, and so with that, it's a collection forever. And this is where players get to be seen and get to be found, and scouts don't have to travel as much. There's cost savings to them for the schools that they're going to be going to, hopefully in the college or junior programs. And so yeah, there's a wonderful opportunity for people to stay on top of a player's development, a team's development. In fact, even a coach's development. Coaches get hired because they're good coaches and they move forward, and that can be seen as well on the YouTube. Matching lines in games, those kinds of things are all really important to the process of playing the game and learning the game.
Absolutely. Strategy is of utmost importance, and structure, which we see by a lot of these teams. The structure of your business and your advertising also helps out too, because if you structure yourself to be seen more, chances are you're going to increase your own business as well.
Oh, that's almost immeasurable. And so, here in Pilot-Mound, we're doing a lot of little local things. We're inviting schools to come to games, the kids that go to school with the players. We're going to be inviting the teams as they get formed up for the winter. This can all be done locally, and then they can see themselves on TV. We've got a little Buffs team coming up, which every team can put together to play in various tournaments in Manitoba or in their own province, wherever they're playing. And of course, there's more development, more access to people that have, again, businesses that want to support hockey and education in hockey.
Delayed penalty called as there was a bit of a tie-up. Tripping call will be made. And now it'll be Delta's turn to go on a power play here. At the end of this.
Move.
Madison Mahovlich, number 17, getting called for that trip. 4:22 left in the first period. We get Mr. Gordy all set up here again. So with the Pilot-Mound program, it's very simple. Pilot-Mound-HockeyAcademy.com. All the information is there. To get involved with your own program as well as keeping, these away games that we do, it's a great opportunity for those businesses that these teams are playing for to get a little bit of mention as well. Should they want to be a game sponsor, should they want to help out and have their names mentioned, help out their own, their own programs. It's another delayed call, be a 5-on-3 power play for Delta here as there was a scrum inside. Cross-checking is the call. I'm doing both things here at once, calling a game and
talking marketing.
Talking marketing and promoting the CSHHL.
Well, that throughout the game, of course, there's a shot of the sponsors going across the front of the screen all the time. They're mentioned in the arena. You can hear that in the game. We're mentioning it on the TV. We had 4 new sponsors this weekend that had never sponsored before on TV, and there we were. So that was really neat, and they were here in the building, and they got to see and feel the fact that their company was recognized, and whether they get a lot of business from it or not, there's a two-way street there. They get some business maybe, and they hope so, and they also know that they're supporting the local industry. In hockey, in Pilot-Mound is an industry. It literally is, putting a lot of money back into the community.
There we have a good, clean, hard shot by Morris. Gets under the pad, Ellie Lowe, just unable to squeeze it down below. Talk about the strength in the legs of these goaltenders. And that one just snuck under the pad. Very hard shot by Morris. She had one about 10 seconds prior that missed on the blocker side. We still have a penalty. Still going to be 5-on-4 now. For some reason the penalties didn't start, but that's okay. We know that it's a 5-on-4, so we got to fix that on the clock. I don't know if that puck was tipped in front, but still a very hard shot, very hard low shot on net. A lot of low shots are great because they get deflected. They change probably 2 to 3 directions before they get to the keeper. I coined a phrase, knocking on heaven's door last night. I love it. I'm going to keep using it for the remainder of the season while I do Buffalo's games.
In my other capacity here as the goalie coach, squeezing the ice is really important for the goalie. And sometimes you're looking for the puck and you raise your pad up a half an inch, and a good hard shot just goes through the space that's there. So it's a tough place to be sometimes. Not much room, and they end up scoring a goal, and you can't feel bad about it.
It's like those farm animals. You think, they're not going to get through that little tiny crack, but sure enough, they'll find a way.
There you go.
And they'll find some food, and when they find the food, there's about 17 of them, not just one. My producer's laughing in the background because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. He has to turn away. He's smiling too much. His camera's going to shake. Needless to say, as mentioned, look, we with the Pilot-Mound Hockey Company and the Amateur Sports TV, we want to give as many shout outs as possible to all our suppliers, all of our advertisers, all of our sponsors, because without them this wouldn't be possible. And we love doing this and showing off amateur sports here in Manitoba, Western Canada. I think we're in 8 or 9 different states now, and it's pretty impressive the amount of sport we show is incredible. And the thanks we get from the parents and from the advertisers, because that's just added exposure.
Well, you're right, and for the parents, grandparents, and friends and neighbors and other people connected to the various teams in whatever city they're in, they get to keep track of their own players and see games and see how they're doing and feel for them when they lose a game or win a game, and it keeps people in touch. I remember a long time ago when I was trying out for teams that weren't in my home city in Winnipeg or somewhere else. The only way you could connect home was a long distance collect phone call to mom or dad if they were home, and if there was no voicemail.
Let's go one step back further, because I remember the party line.
Well, there
when you had to remember which ring was yours to answer the phone.
There you go.
Because the party line back in the old days, mine was a 2 short, 1 long, and if I knew that I got that phone, that meant mom and dad wanted to hear how the game was.
There you go.
But it's impressive how social media and how technology has allowed for these games to be seen worldwide. and at the same time watching the game, your business can be worldwide. Your advertising is worldwide for the minimal cost. And you think about printed publications, that's local. That's a very good source of income, a good source of advertising within that certain kilometer radius. But if you've got something that's got to be reached globally, what better way to do it on the web? And kids nowadays share everything socially. I mean, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube. I mean, we archive everything. Everything is there. It never gets lost. And if we're able to promote that business for you here on Amateur Sports TV, we'd love to do that. Stop there by OHA. Now they're on the power play for a minute here as Buzzin keeps it in. Goes back to Dittner using the skates. Dittner gets it to the half wall, past the OHA player into the corner. And Delta looks to try to ring it around. Earhart keeps it in here on the post wall. Gets it to her forward off the board is Buzzin. And it gets sent out to the neutral zone. There is Aaliyah Bent. Aaliyah makes a move. She does stay on side. I don't know. It was pretty close, Gordy.
Referee was right on top of it.
With a three-man system, I don't know. Needless to say, OHA still has 25 on the power play. Looking for a last shot before the period ends. Setting it up, D-to-D is Kenzie Hope. Kenzie Hope with the shot right into the pads of the defender. Unable to get out of the zone yet are the two Delta players. It stays in 2-on-1. Squirts just below the goal line. 7 seconds left. Got a chance for one more quick shot if you're on the red squad. Needs to shoot the puck right now. And I think that's the 4th block shot by that Delta defenseman. She's going to need some ice in between periods.
That was Morris. She's a tough cookie.
Yeah, and she's got the only goal right now in the game. 1-0 is the score for Delta on the 5-on-3 power play shot from the point. Gordy, is there anything else we got to touch on? I mean, Pilot-Mound Hockey Academy.com. ASTV is where you can find a lot of these games that we do for you here at home at Blackjack Stewart Arena. Lots of room on the boards to put up some advertising. I think we said that already.
Yep.
And just, come support your local community hockey group. I mean, the opportunities, the chances, and the experience that these young ladies have is impressive. And the life foundation you build for these girls is second to none.
That's the important part. And just I want to just say thank you to Amateur Sports Television for the tremendous support this weekend and throughout the season. Couldn't do this without you. So again, thank you, and we look forward to talking to people around the country. If you're interested in when your teams do come to Manitoba, they come to Pilot-Mound. If you're looking to advertise a little bit, just get a hold of us through the website. We're happy to look after you. Thank you.
Gordy, love chatting with you. It was great to finally catch up with you yet again this weekend. I know it's been a busy weekend for you. Collecting shots on goal, being a goalie coach, putting on the marketing hat, and you're doing it all so wonderfully. Thank you very much. After one, it's 1-0 for the team in white, the Delta Hockey Academy, over the Okanagan Hockey Academy, 2 squads from the British Columbia area. We'll be right back with the second period. Back here at the Blackjack Stewart Arena, it's 5-on-4 for just 1 second, start of the second period. Puck is one down to Aaliyah Bent, getting some air. Able to get it in behind Duke as Totten has to go in and chase it. 1-0 is our score by a goal by Morris on the power play. It was a 5-on-3 goal. Puck gets squirted out to the neutral zone where Massey has to retrieve it. Pair of 13s chasing after loose puck and Chase Noel. Massey gathers some air, gets some free space around the net. She goes, gets checked there by the Delta defenseman. Quick back pass leads to an interception of the play, and it goes back towards the far boards. Far boards has a little bit of room. OHA going for a change, 4-on-2, and they dump it in and they themselves go for a change. First minute here gone in the period. Check there by Percival, and it gets offside as it hits the player leaving the bench. Hey, we have a third official now here. Sims will take the face-off with Chu and as they go D to D here. Earhart has to pick up the loose puck, and she loses it briefly here. Chu is able to pick it up, and she gets tripped up, and it'll be delayed penalty here against OHA. It'll be a tripping call. It was number 18, Emily Oakes, who was off for 2 minutes tripping. Mahavlich and Gabrielle Garcia, who are both on the ice as the penalty killers for OHA. Face is won by Delta, gets back to the point. Laney takes a shot, deflected down low, and it's underneath the pad, and it's held. Great deflection in front and just staying outside of the goal line. Ellie Lowe is able to hold down the pad and keep it out of the net. It was a great setup play by Lainey Joyce in the shot from the point. Face off on the far side, won by Okanagan. Okanagan goes D to D. And Willoughby has to be careful as she's being quickly stick there. Williamson picks up the loose puck and gets it all the way down the ice. Kenzie Mawson puts on the speed, chased there by Siemens. The two of them will fight for the puck below the goal line. It squirts out towards Sims, who's playing center for Delta. She has a bit of ace to reach. Makes the long lead pass just inside the blue line. Lainey Joyce picks it up and holds on to it, brings it into the zone. And she is checked there by two Okanagan players, still inside the blue line here on the close side. Joyce able to grab it, throws it out front. And another penalty is being called. This one against the Delta Hockey Academy. Tripping call against Ellie Chu. Face-off comes all the way down into Delta territory. It seems to be the rule that when a penalty is called on the team, the face-off is then in their defensive end. So here we are with a 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute and 10 seconds. 1-0 is the score for Delta. Stokes shoots it in deep. Delta has to retract. Comes out in front. McKay is able to stop it there before it reaches any danger. Goes along the floorboards. Puck is won and then taken out. Kenzie Oak has to circle back into her own end over to Jewel Stokes, and Stokes sends it in. Delta's there, able to get a little bit of speed. Is the defenseman throwing it up all the way into OHA territory. Behind the net she goes, chasing after loose puck. She gets a bit of help from her penalty killing forward. And they've got the puck tied up below the goal line. Steinauer now has it. Throws it back up to McKay on the point. Goes cross ice with the shot and goes wide. More of a dumping play as opposed to a scoring opportunity there perhaps, as the puck remains 200 feet away from there. Net, and it comes all the way out now. It'll be no icing as it deflected off McKay, the defenseman. All the way down the ice it goes. We now have 5-on-4, the power play for Okanagan. The brief power play to maybe possibly tie it up here in the beginning part of the second period. Remember, the long change for both teams will be difficult as the period progresses. We'll see how the legs hold up. Leah Bent gets it sent in, across the crease it comes, and just unable to get a stick on it. Rebound, and a great save there by Pilchek as she steers the rebound aside. And the puck is now cleared by Getkin, who gets it all the way down the ice. She's having a bit of an issue with one of her skates, tripping on a lace, I believe. Okanagan's got 6 left on the power play. Penalty will be over here momentarily. With the shot and the save made by Pilchik in the glove, and she holds on for the whistle. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey here in Blackjack Stewart Arena. The score is 1-0 Delta over Okanagan. Face off to the right of Pilchek as we continue on the second period. Won by OHA. OHA is able to hold on to the puck. I believe that's sent back to Williamson. Williamson gets the shot deflected quickly over the glass. It goes behind the net. Delta screaming hard to get the loose puck, and they win it successfully. Going across the goal line. Gets it up to the halfway boards, and that's as far as it gets, as it's being trapped there by the red, and they're able to hold on to it in the zone. Around the blue line it comes, and it gets sent out. Great active stick by Akenclose, who's able to check the puck off Earhart's stick and get it out of the neutral zone. Noel sends it up, gets it dumped in by the Delta squad, and they go for a change. 14:55 left in the second period. The two little speed demons are back at it on the wings. That's Chu and Percival, working hard down low to keep the puck low, just causing all types of havoc for the OHA team when it's below the goal line. Puck comes in the front into the slot on the pass. Puck is loose, and OHA is able to escape with no harm, getting the puck to the side wall, looking for a pass out to the neutral zone, and they get it over to Earhart. Willoughby sends it in, but it's deflected, and quick on the attack is Siemens. Siemens tries to get it up to the boards, and it is kept there. Here comes Sims. Sims follows up, grabbing the shrapnel off the boards, looking for a pass, gets it back to the defenseman, Lainey Joyce. Lainey Joyce with the shot, and a glove save there yet again by the netminder, Ellie Lowe. You can take it. Siemens keeps it in for Delta as they move it forward. Here comes Okanagan stealing the puck and coming back on the attack. 2-on-2. Staying on side is Ganji. Ganji moves into the front, and it's Stokes that tries to get the loose puck on the pass. Centering pass, just one quick shot, and then the rebound is removed yet again. Delta on the move as they get the puck in deep. Defenseman pulls up. Hockley comes around on the breakaway. The puck is loose, and it's in. It was momentarily stuck in the blue paint. Delta found it and was able to shove it in past Ellie Lowe and makes it a second goal. It's now 2-0 for the Delta Hockey Academy. There were a couple players in front with the scrum. I believe it was either Steinauer or Akenclose that was able to finally put that in for Delta. Steinauer dumps in, goes for a change. And the puck is all the way to the far boards. Looking for that centering pass yet again, and it stays in the zone. Morris is able to keep it in. Bit of a pin there against the boards, a little bit of body, a little bit of rubbing. Puck is able to get out, carried out by OHA. OHA is now moving fast through the zone. Lola Massey able to skate it in, gets over to Duke. Duke sends it in below the goal line, behind the net. Bit of a cycle out front, and Duke is checked very quickly. Carefully, got to be through the middle of the ice there. Should have gone around, but there's Morris bailing him out, trying to recircle and gather her attention towards the breakout. It comes to the far wall yet again, just out of the reach, and Leah Bent keeps it in, dumps it in high into the corner where Duke has it. She gets a little bit of help. 2-on-2 as the puck is pinned below the goal line, looking to move it, and they do. Gets a shot out in front, save made by Acker. Rebound is there, and it's gobbled up by Pilchak. Pilchak makes that second and third save look easy with that big mid of hers. Face-off will be to the right of the Delta netminder. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in this early morning, checking us out on ASTV and the Pilot-Mound YouTube feed. Shot gets through all the legs, a low shot, rebounds, moves successfully away from harm. There's Joyce trying to get it D to D, goes over to Chu at the sidewall. Has to be careful as she gets quickly intercepted on her pass, her clearing pass. To the point it comes to Williamson. Williamson with the shot, nice low shot again, and the rebound is taken away by Joyce. Joyce trying to look for some open room for a pass, and it's taken away from her yet again. OHA circling, hemming them in deep. Another shot that's low, misses the target on the short side. Earhart and Willoughby playing pass right along the blue line, very careful to do that. Comes to the front of the net, and it's a score! A beautiful goal through the 5-hole on a puck that was left in front of Pilchak. It was stopped by the defender, and just her stick was tied up, unable to clear it out. OHA is on the board. Lindsay with the goal on a shot from Willoughby in the point. Makes it a 2-1 hockey game. The importance of getting shots through and the rebound not being cleared is the lesson on that goal, as OHA gets on the mark there first of the first of the morning I should say. It makes the game a 2-1. Back on the attack are the Reds. Shot on, covered by Pilchak, and we have a whistle. So usually during these times when we're waiting for a face-off is when I would mention our game day sponsor. That could be you, could be a future you. We'd love to do that for you here as we do all the games here at Black Sox Stewart Arena and all the visiting and home games, of course, for the Pilot-Mound Buffaloes. Face-off and puck is down, sent below the goal line. Delta able to get 3-on-2 as Noel gets it in deep, or tries to. We have offside on the Whites, and they have to wait to touch up, and they do. McKay grabs the loose puck, sends it in. No icing is the call, as Kenzie Hope has to go around. She gets beaten to the loose puck. Gets sent in. A great set up front and pass and a shot, and goes wide. Great setup as the puck was sitting right in front of the net, about 5 feet outside the blue paint. The shot just wasn't able to hit the mark. Okanagan looking to get the puck out, unsuccessful on the first try. It comes right to the goalie. Ellie Lowe has to steer that aside. Very careful with that rebound. Puck comes out front, defenseman snags it out, and she starts putting on some air and gets the puck, headmans it up one-on-one. Mahovlich takes the shot off the crossbar, rings it off the bar. If anyone wasn't awake, now they are, because the alarm just went off. Chimes are going. A beautiful shot by Mahovlich, just couldn't find the bottom half of the bar. And it stays out. Still remains a 2-1 hockey game here. Icing is the call. We'll have a face-off to the right of Susanna Pilchak. Just over top of the glove and off the bar. A great rising shot by the Okanagan forward. Face-off is won by OHA. OHA gets it to Williamson. Williamson looking for that shot. Able to get it through yet again. But this time the rebound is covered and stopped for a whistle. And it looks like we are going to have a goalie change here. As we saw the game against Pilot-Mound, out comes Pilchak, in comes number 35, pair of 35s. This is Shea Elmer. Interesting that they have a cold goalie coming in on it, but we'll see what happens. A little confusion there on the face-off draw. Puck is won to the side wall where OHA has possession. They lose it as it comes across behind the goal line or behind the net. It gets stopped there by OHA. A couple of players mixing it up there. As it comes out, there is Earhart. Earhart grabbing the loose puck, battling hard along the wall. Hand comes up for a delayed penalty, and we'll see a tripping call made. Penalty will be against the Okanagan Hockey Academy. Kira Buziak looks like she's going down for 2 minutes or less with a tripping call. 9:05 left here in the second period. Delta's on the power play, keeping the puck in. His Choo sends it wide, just out of the reach. I believe that's McKenna Percival. I'll try to find out in the middle of the periods. But nonetheless, Delta able to hold on to the puck here in the attacking zone. They get it in deep. There's Choo getting it out of the skates, looking for that center pass, and she makes it just outside of the net. It goes, and unable to make that mark work. One-on-one as we come here. Oaks getting battled by several players. Dittner follows up the play and sends it in deep, 200 feet away from their own net, which is a great place for a penalty kill. Cross ice over to Siemens. Siemens gathering some speed, takes it up, drops down, shot on, directed away by Ellie Lowe. Pinned against the boards is Choo. Holding the puck, they're getting a bit of help from number 24. Amy Getkin up to McKay. Goes cross ice to Joyce. Got to be careful with those DDD passes. Okanagan putting on extra pressure there. Dittner, or Duke, sorry. It gets sent in. No icing is the call. 36 seconds left on the power play. It gets sent all the way down through the neutral zone into Delta territory. McKay has to be careful because there's two Okanagan players chasing her down. And she's able to shovel the puck forward. Gets it up through the boards. There's, I believe, Indiana Wayman just getting checked on the blue line there. McKay gets it up to Wayman yet again. Wayman has Steinauer behind her. Wayman gets a shot off, save made by Ellie Lowe. Steinauer grabs the puck on the sidewall, back to McKay, and the shot deflected a couple of times, just out of the reach of Getkin. We are back to 5-on-5 hockey, and the puck gets deflected out of play when we come out. Oh, Stories stay inside the zone as it came off an Okanagan player.
go through the air, right?
Uh-oh. Is it the phone downstairs?
Well, I'm back now. But I'm only getting a 0.33 upload speed.